Hello everybody, this is Sergey. Today we're going to practice English grammar and our topic is the simple past tense. Um, Statements, affirmative statements, negative sentences and questions in simple past tense. Here are some examples. I worked yesterday. She worked yesterday. They worked yesterday. The negative statements. I did not work yesterday. She did not work yesterday. They did not work yesterday. You could use a contraction, didn't, okay? And it would sound, the sentence would sound like, I didn't work yesterday, or she didn't work yesterday. They didn't work yesterday. To make questions, you need to use did and an initial position. Did I, did you, did she, did he, did we, did they work yesterday? And the short answers would be yes, I did, yes, you did, yes, she did, yes, we did, yes, they did, or the negative short answer would be no, I didn't, no, you didn't, no, she didn't, no, they didn't. Okay, the verb to be has two forms in the past, was and were. I was in class yesterday. She was in class yesterday. He was in class yesterday. It was in class yesterday. And then the plural subjects. We were in class yesterday. You were in class yesterday. They were in class yesterday. The negative forms would be was not and were not. There are two contractions, wasn't and weren't, that you could use when you speak English. So, I wasn't in class yesterday. She wasn't in class yesterday. He wasn't in class yesterday. It wasn't in class yesterday. And then a few statements with weren't. We weren't in class yesterday. You weren't in class yesterday. They weren't in class yesterday. To make questions, you have was and were at the beginning of the sentence. Was I in class yesterday? Was she in class yesterday? Or were we in class yesterday? Were they in class yesterday? And the short answers, yes, I was, yes, he was, no, I wasn't, no, he wasn't, yes, we were, yes, they were, no, we weren't, no, they weren't. Okay. So the simple past tense is used when something happened in the past at a specified time and it's a completed, finished action. So it's about activities and situations that began and ended in the past. So when I say specified time, I mean like time phrases like yesterday, last night, 2 days ago, or in 2010, for example. So example A, Mary walked downtown yesterday. B, I slept for 8 hours last night. Okay. Um, Most simple past verbs are formed by adding ed to a verb. Okay, we have two more examples. Bob stayed home yesterday morning. Our plane landed on time last night. So stayed is the verb in the past. It has ed ending, and landed also has ed ending here. Okay, if there is an irregular verb, then the past forms need to be memorized. Examples E and F have irregular verbs, so the past forms look different. I ate breakfast this morning. So eat is present, and ate is the past form of the verb eat. F. Sue took a taxi to the airport yesterday. So Took is the past form of the verb take. So these are two irregular verbs. We're going to talk about them a little bit later. There is a chart that we want to study to get to know those past forms. Okay, the simple past forms of the verb to be are was and were. We already know that. Examples G and H. G, I was busy yesterday. H, they were at home last night. So was and were, so the two past forms of the verb to be. Okay, let's do this exercise. You're going to write negative and question forms of the words in italics. Okay, so I want you to pause the video and get a notebook or a piece of paper and a pencil and write negative and question forms of the words in italics. Okay, so here is an example. Number one says, he needed water. So the verb in the past is needed. Okay, now the negative form would be he didn't need. Okay, and the question form is, did he need? Okay, you don't have to write complete sentences. You just need to write the negative and question forms of the words in italics. So notice that when you use didn't, or when you make questions with did, the main verb is used in the base form. So you say he didn't need. There's no ed, not needed, but need. He didn't need. And the question is, did he need? Once again, need is used in the base form. The verb need is in the base form. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video and write the negative and question forms in your notebooks, please. Okay, this exercise is for speaking. Yeah, we're going to read some sentences that contain inaccurate information, the information that is not true. Okay, what you need to do, you need to make true statements by first making a negative statement and then making an affirmative statement using accurate information. So, for example, number one says, Thomas Edison invented the telephone. So this is not true. This is a sentence that contains inaccurate information. So the first statement you're going to say is this: Thomas Edison didn't invent the telephone. Who was an inventor? So Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. So this is a statement that is true. Okay. So it would be nice if you ask somebody in your family to read the sentences for you, so you can provide both a negative statement and make an affirmative statement. So if it's possible, do it with somebody else in your family. Okay. Otherwise, just read sentences 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and come up with one negative statement and one affirmative sentence, please. Stop the video and practice speaking. Okay, so here are the answers. Number 2 says, I came to school by hot air balloon today. So the negative statement would be, I didn't come to school by hot air balloon today. I came to school by car today, for example. If you came by bus, then you would say, I came by bus today. 3, the students in this class didn't swim into the classroom today. They walked into the classroom today. 4, Sergey isn't a movie director. Sergey is a teacher. 5, I didn't sleep in a tree last night. I slept in a bed last night. 6, the internet didn't become popular in the 1970s. It became popular in the 1990s. Okay, so I hope you have the same answers. All right. So simple past tense is a tense we used to talk about past. Let us look at what was going on in colonial times in the United States. Okay. Look at this map of the original 13 colonies. We have a colony in the South, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Plymouth, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine. Okay. So think about these 4 questions for a moment. You can pause the video. Okay, so this activity has to do with practicing writing verbs in the past tense, either in affirmative sentences or in negative ones. Okay, all these sentences have to do with colonial life and what people did, what they didn't do. So go ahead and pause the video. Once again, get your notebook and a piece of paper and a pencil, and write complete sentences in your notebooks. Use verbs in the yellow box. Some of them will be used in a negative form. Some would be used in affirmative sentences. So go ahead and pause the video and do this in writing. Okay, here are the answers. I hope you have the same answers. Number 2, they grew their own food. 3, people cooked over open fires. 4, they didn't have stoves. 5, people milked their own cows. 6, they didn't buy milk at the supermarket. 7, families used candles for light. 8, people didn't sleep on mattresses. 9, at night, families didn't watch TV. 10, they read books and played games. 11, people didn't talk to one another on cell phones. 12, they wrote letters to one another. 13, people traveled by horse and wagon. And 14, they didn't have cars. They didn't have cars. So, I hope you liked what we did today. I'm going to post another video on the simple past tense tomorrow. I'll send you the link by email, so please check your inbox. Stay in touch, and I'll see you later. I'll talk to you later. Bye.